All right, hi Helena. So going into next week, this is a little bit of a guessing game going into what our priority list is going to be in the perfect scheme of exercises here, but I think we got a pretty good start going forward. 3 categories that we want to focus on starting next Monday: inflammation, mobility, and strength. Now, inflammation, that's the easy part. I want you icing 4 or 5 times a day. It only needs to be about 5 or 10 minutes. We don't need 20, 30-minute ice sessions, but throughout the day, morning, noon, evening, night, before bed, let's try to get 10 minutes of ice in and calm it down. Elevate with that, but again, elevation, it just needs to be parallel. We don't need to get super high with that. And then the biggest thing when it comes to kind of rest and recovery, it's just time on your feet, like we talked about today. Don't walk 10,000 steps a day. Let's not run every errand. Obviously, laying low is good. I don't want you we don't want to be bedridden. We want to be up and around the house and moving. Obviously, we're gonna have some rehab to do. But kind of pick your battles, if it's getting sore or if you're really starting to limp and drag, let's take a break. So just kind of smart recovery there is how we're gonna battle the inflammation. If we realize that we're a week in and this thing's still pretty puffy and tender and it's not really playing ball, then we can bump up that game. But I think we wait and see. I think we're gonna be happily surprised with the inflammation. So then that really just leaves 2 categories to kind of game plan today: mobility and strength. I got it written out here. So I want to have an easy and a medium and a hard version for each one. Let's start with the easies next Monday evening or maybe Tuesday, just to be safe. It's kind of up to you how you want to progress through. If we're feeling great and you want to try some mediums and try some hards soon enough, be my guest. These are all safe. You're capable. You've done them all dozens of times in here. It's just going to be a matter of I want to make sure we have all of these mastered before we move on to more athletic things like we've been doing lately. So easy for the mobility: heel slides, then sitting on heels, and then face down, bending with the belt. That'll get your butt all the way back to your foot. And then we got strength. We got kicking with the ball under the knee, mini squats, and red band kicking. Let's go over all of these, if we will. So for mobility, the easiest one to do is going to be with the belt, seated. Let your knee kind of start the process. So kind of unlock that knee, start to slide and bend it, and then once that gets a little sticky, then your hands are just providing a little support. This is not a 100% arms workout. I still want that leg doing a little bit of that bend and getting up there. Just taking this to kind of the edge of uncomfortable, all right? Not pain, but just kind of like, hey, if I go more, I'm not gonna have a good time. So leave it right about there. Just know that, and then when you tackle it again a few hours later, you're hoping to get a little bit further. If you realize, you come out of the procedure and you realize, hey, this left leg is maybe a little bit tighter than the right as it was today, I'd probably go and just try to start all your rehabs with the left. That way it gets a little more focus. It can catch up a little bit quicker. So this is the easy one. 4 or 5 times a day, we're hitting heel slides. All right, once you feel like heel slides are kind of child's play, getting pretty easy, next one's gonna be sitting on heels. Now, first few times you do it, I want, obviously, cushion for your knees where you are. I do this on the bed, do this on couch cushions, very supported, and then you'll probably end up finding you'll need that cushion in between too. We want to stretch the knees and that lower quad, but we don't, you're probably not going to go right to where we've been today. So start with some cushion, and then as you get better at it, that starts to go away and away, and eventually you're able to kind of maintain that sit like we had today. But again, it's not cheating if we're using cushions and using pillows to make that I want that to be as comfortable as possible. And then the hardest version or the fullest stretch we're going to get is going to be the face down and then bending your knee and getting your foot to your butt. You were right on it today. Hopefully we can get there in, I'm hoping about 6 weeks we're back to where we're close to today. For strength, the easy version, you're doing this one waking up Tuesday morning, going right to it. Ball under the knee, make sure those toes are back, and then just working on locking out. Boom, slow, steady. Do not speed any of these up. None of these are going to be sporty quite yet. Really slow, really focusing on those muscles. Same thing to each leg. Just watch those toes. Don't let those toes point too much. The medium version of strength, which again, up to you when you want to start this process, holding on to the kitchen counter or something similar and just working on single leg, slight bend, extension, slight bend, extension. This is for confidence. This is trusting that leg, that when it goes to bend, that you're not going to buckle and fall. This is how we trust going up and down the stairs. This is how we trust walking. So very light. Again, use hand support. Take some weight off and make it comfortable. If you want to start with 2-leg mini squats and then kind of gradually get into one, maybe even have just like a toe on the ground just in case. You don't have to go right to just single leg only, but that's the process. I want trust on that leg. And then the hardest strength exercise that we're going to do here these first few weeks is that red band kicking. Again, remember that little trick? Put that band around a chair leg or a table leg, and then you can kick out from there. Again, not picking on numbers, maybe 20 or 25 kicks on each side. Just get a good strain. You want to feel that more in the muscles than the knees. If we're feeling any of that on the surgery sites, then we know that we got to go back to a more easy version there. So I love that progression. Again, we can tinker with that. Please let me know if one or two of those you're not feeling it and we need to adjust. There's more options, or we're just gonna stick with the easy ones for a little bit longer. I want lots of balance if you can when you're standing. Try to stand. We talk about if you're standing, not to get to one side or the other. Try to make sure these legs are tight and strong. If we can throw in some balance throughout the day while you're brushing teeth or washing hands or just waiting on something, regain all this confidence. You're confident now on these knees. I'm hoping it doesn't take but a few days to kind of get that confidence right back. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna meet in 2 weeks from today, reassess, remeasure, see where we are, and then we'll see if we need to get more or less aggressive, or if we're right on path. Again, there's no time frame here, which is nice. We can just kind of take what the knees give us. So icing 4 or 5 times a day, elevate to some degree. Again, not super high elevation, normal elevation. And then just do what you can with these exercises. No rowing yet, no obviously, stationary bike, nothing like that yet. We'll get into all those kind of things soon enough. But right now, hit these as aggressively as your knees allow is kind of the game plan. I like the phrase, use it or lose it, but don't abuse it. So I definitely know you're going to use them, just don't abuse them. We'll catch up here in a few weeks. Best of luck. I'm rooting for you. I'll see you soon. Bye.